That's right. Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here, and welcome to a brand new game show. It is Disney Movies, The Ride. What happens when we Imagineer through the entire Disney animation catalog, film by film? Well, you're about to find out. Tonight, Monkey is stepping into the game show circuit for the very first time, and I'm excited to be facing off against him. But we've also got our two lovely judges. We've got Sandy Claus. How you doing tonight, Sandy?
Good. How are you?
Good. Then we've also got Egads, a rare guest appearance. It's D. Hindley. How you doing, Doug?
Hello. I'm doing well and hopefully coming in.
Yeah, you're coming in fine for now. So, folks, Mickey Fan was supposed to join us, but he got sucked into the nether region somewhere, and I don't know, he's like fighting off space pirates or something, who knows. So we decided to switch gears. It was originally going to be Doug versus Mickey Fan, but Doug is having some technical issues, and like I said, Mickey Fan off somewhere fighting space pirates, assumedly. So, yeah, it's going to be myself versus Monkey, so this is going to be really fun. All right, guys, so let's explain the rules here. The rules are that each and every round we pitch attractions based on different Disney movies. And as you might expect, we're going to go chronological through the Walt Disney feature animation catalog. This is not going to include Disney Toons. It's not going to include Pixar. It's just the Walt Disney Studios feature animation division. So with that in mind,
we're going... the planes debate.
God. So with that in mind, we're going to start with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We're going to start with Pinocchio and Fantasia. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, let's, in between rounds, we're going to have what I like to call the dreaded, the terrible, the Wheel of Fox. I swear to God, I'm not saying fucks.
Except for just now.
Right. Yes, the Wheel of Fox is going to be this game's version of a speed round where we will be going randomly and pitching ideas based on a whole assortment of Fox movies here. And as you can see, some of these might work pretty well for attractions, like a Deadpool attraction would be pretty straightforward, or you might land on a whammy like Spies in Disguise or even The Sound of Music. I don't know, Monkey, you'd probably be happy to get The Sound of Music. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd say...
Oh, wait. When you said
let's see, I'd say I've seen 5.5 of these things, with Sound of Music being half.
You said Spies in Disguise. I thought you meant Masters of Disguise. I was about to vomit.
No, Spies in Disguise is the animated masterpiece starring Tom Holland and Will
Master
Smith
in Disguise could work into a running gag from the most recent Florida trip Tiki and I ventured on.
Yeah. Turtle.
Bingo, you read my Yep. Glad you got it.
Oh, yeah, I got it, of course.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
all
God,
right.
The Tower of Turtles with that. I want that now.
So we're going to start with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We're going to be going ahead and doing 3-minute pitches. I'm going to flip a coin, and let's make it alphabetical. Heads, Monkey goes first. Tails, I go first. And the winner of each round gets to decide who goes first and who goes second. How about that? So let's do it. Let's see who goes first. All right, I'm going to go first. Okay. So let's do it. I'm going to go ahead and get my stopwatch out. 3 minutes on the clock. Judges, you ready? You ready to evaluate?
Yes. Let it begin.
Ready?
Okay. So, Snow White is a classic attraction. By the way, we're going up to 180 seconds, 3 minutes, in case people can't do math.
Just start over now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 180 seconds. Snow White's Scary Adventures is a classic attraction, and that is why I'm going to be retaining the name Snow White Scary Adventures with my attraction. However, my pitch is to essentially do a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train style ride, except instead of following the dwarves and going through everything with the dwarves, you're going through the ride as the witch. So essentially, you're hijacking the mine carts and going through the mine, but you are the witch, and you're going, it's maybe like this first-person adventure. So essentially what you would do is you would start the ride kind of going through the queue, and maybe like the witch herself, you're wandering around the cabin. You're maybe seeing the silly song happening from a distance. and then you board the ride vehicles, and you get a couple of glimpses of the witch along the way. You see her kind of like lurking around, but then you know, the whole ride is kind of like going through the dominion of the witch. So you go into the dungeon, you see all the skeletons and stuff. You go into the freaky forest, and all this is happening in kind of like a, you know, maybe let's say like somewhere in between Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Expedition Everest. You know, it's like it's more intense than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but it's less intense than something like Everest. Probably on the same level as something like Big Thunder Mountain. So you're going through these set pieces much like Big Thunder Mountain. You're going through them at a pretty fast pace. So unlike Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, there's not really going to be a dark ride section. Instead, it's going to be like, you know, like you're going to go on a lift hill, then you're going to go through the dungeons, and then you're going to go up another lift hill, then you're going to go through the forest, and then you're going to go up the third lift hill, and you're going to encounter a recreation of the classic scene where the witch is trying to haul a diamond over the dwarves. Then you're going to go down a third series of drops. You're going to encounter the scary version of the witch. She's going to pop up for a final jump and boo effect. And you're going to unload. And that is my pitch. We can go up to 3 minutes, but I think I have my pitch done in about 2 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. All right.
Okay, well done, well done.
So, Monkey, the time starts whenever you start talking. And like I said, you get up to 3 minutes, but, you know, by all means, you can cut it off before 3 minutes if you feel like you've made your point.
All right. Okay, so I'm thinking is perhaps we just end the Snow White renovation that's going on right now, and instead we move over to another plot of land, a plot of land that has been looked at, one that maintains the Nemo Lagoon, that area of the Autopia, and of course, yes, the boats, the little motorboats. So what's going to happen here is that we'll make a new flume attraction where the queue will have, you know, going up towards some hill or something, maybe you pass the mine, and then you go in the witch's castle, and you pass by her making the apple, and then you go out to the dock. You're like in the movie where she gets on the boat and sails off to be evil. So you get in a boat, and you sail through some of the sites. Like you pass through the forest, you pass through the mine, and this is a flume kind of akin to Timber Mountain and Notch in that the water is a bit more rapid, like a bit wilder, a bit faster. And you encounter your witch encounters some stuff with the dwarves probably and Snow White, and then soon you find yourself, and we can perhaps find some new sort of lift technology for getting the boat up a little bit of a hill for when the dwarves are chasing the witch. And you get to the top where the witch is there with the rock, like, I'll crush your bones! Yeah! Lightning strikes, and you hear the witch scream as you go down the drop, and you land in what used to be the sub-lagoon. So we'll have like some trees or something to, you know, shield the view from Tomorrowland, but you'll have the Matterhorn nearby, so there's still some of the Fantasyland close enough-ish in there, and there'll probably be some vignette of Snow White and the dwarves and their happy ending. You disembark, the boat goes backstage or something to go back up for the beginning of the ride, and that is how we do it, bitches. I'm not calling you. Wait, yes, I am calling you. I'm using it generally, but you know what? This has a witch, so let's say this is how we do it. Witches, take a bite out of that apple. How you like them poison apples?
Okay, I'm going to leave this decision up to Ezra. Ezra, I feel like maybe this might be better served to do like a speed round style thing where we do a timed rebuttal instead of a freeform debate. What do you think?
Let's do a freeform debate. Let's time it though at 5 minutes, so no longer than a 5-minute discussion or just
okay.
argument.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I like that. All right. So, Monkey, first of all, you're disobeying like one of the rules that I set in place, and I know this is a pilot episode here, but this is supposed to be blue sky, and my concept is entirely blue sky. Your concept is essentially, hey, let's close a ride at Disneyland, then close multiple other rides at Disneyland, only to do a ride that's essentially a flume version of the same ride. Like, your thing would essentially be Snow White Scary Adventures, but with a flume. You see, the reason why I like my version of Snow White Scary Adventures is because it legitimately is a scary adventure, and it's taking elements from Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Like, you'd still have the same ride vehicle, which is proven to be incredibly successful, but you'd take on a darker tone. So I assume this would be for like a foreign park, hypothetically, but God knows what foreign park it would go into.
Right.
And but I don't know. I just feel like yours is more of a recreation, and mine just has a little bit more bite to it. Mine is essentially Snow White meets Thunder Mountain, whereas yours is essentially like, hey, let's do a dark ride, but switch ride vehicles.
Well, you're not entirely wrong, and yeah, part of why I went with this decision of where to place it was because, like, an uncertainty on how far we could go with this concept. So just how realistic it had to be. So there is that. Although I will say, aren't you kind of also switching out the vehicle? And also, well, let's see, we have 2 Snow White rides of the same kind. So another Snow White Mine Train coaster thing, am I correct? Instead of like, okay, let's take something sort of similar, but give it a different mode of transportation. And well, so that it could add a little variety between the two, and of course we could still do some other ride in the space that used to have the Scary Adventures ride in here. So, I'm kind of just improving this whole thing, of course, off the top of my head. So.
Well, that's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea, especially because you weren't even planning on playing until...
You're doing good, Monkey. Keep it up.
Yeah. So I would say, like, yeah, I'm not really switching the ride vehicle out, but like I said, I'm sticking to what works, and what works, Thunder Mountain works. Thunder Mountain is a proven formula that works. You know what else works? The ride vehicles for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Those are just on the basis of the swinging ride vehicles alone, that ride is like never under an hour wait. It's usually pushing 2 hours, if not more. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm just combining.
So you want the guests
worlds.
waiting in long lines?
I mean, isn't that the idea of a good attraction? Is something that's going to pull in the crowd, something that's going to really
pull in the crowd, but have the wait time be efficient.
Well, I think we could all agree that with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and pretty much every other attraction in Disney World, the efficiency issue doesn't come from the ride itself; it comes from Fast Pass Plus.
Right.
So, it's like God knows how much faster the line for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train would move if not for Fast Pass. So I think that's kind of irrelevant.
So your version would definitely not have Fast Pass Plus. Have Fast Pass attached because we are living in a universe where they gave Fast Pass to the frigging Monsters Inc. ride.
And I'm saying in my hypothetical blue sky,
right.
my entire park would not have Fast Pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because that's a world I want to live in, Monkey.
Indeed.
But I just think that I think the best part of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is the actual placemaking of it. And I think if you were to do that and basically put it on steroids and really realize Snow White's Kingdom in the form of a roller coaster, I mean, that's just a smash hit waiting to happen, man. And it's not a clone, it's an expansion.
Mummy, why are we in the mine carts?
Because the witch has hijacked the mine carts, Monkey.
Okay. I mean, just saying, mine has a more natural, setting for the boats to be coming from. So.
Okay, well, to be fair, the only time we see the boats in the movie is when the witch is rowing a boat. So, the witch has just as much of a reason to be in the boat as she is in the mine train.
10 seconds left.
I know. I'm pretty much done.
In the movie.
All right, fair enough. Okay. What do you guys think?
Okay, both good arguments. Whew,
I mean, I know what
Doug,
I
any
think, but I
thoughts?
don't want to sway anything, so I'll be mute.
I think maybe a little more detail on Monkey's End would have gone a long way, because I really fell in love with the flume type of the flume idea he had with the fast moving water. Well, he gave that, what's the, not Spray Farm, right?
Timber
The
Mountain?
Timber Mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that with Snow White. I think that's actually sounds really, really awesome. Simply because it would give you enough time to really soak in the environment, and of course that add for a lot of Disney's classic Pirates of the Caribbean type water smell type thing, where it's kind of also immerses you in the entire. So I think more details like that would have really, really helped, because I was really, really sold on just the entire flume idea, but I just wasn't getting a whole lot of nice meaty details like that. I think yours sounded really great too, Tiki. You provided a lot of really awesome details, so I'm gonna have to go with yours this round.
Okay.
What do you think, Deanley? Hello,
Doug. Did we lose Doug? I think we lost Doug.
Oh no.
Oh no! Wait, hold on. Oh God. I'm sorry, Doug. How long have you been waiting there? I assume you dropped out and you've been waiting for me to come back in. Oh boy.
Yeah, a few minutes ago, okay, it says on.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear on the phone, so I didn't hear enough of this round with my technical issues to make a judgment.
Okay, that's all good. That's all good.
But it's coming through crystal clear for me right now, so I can function from now on.
Okay, sounds good. And you're coming in pretty good as well.
Yeah, I switched media.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
can see that. I'm sorry I missed that. I was manning the timer. So okay,
Oh, no
so
problem.
I have won the first point. Let's switch over to the Wheel of Fox.
That's FOX, folks.
Monkey, you ready?
As ready as I'll be.
Oh God. Oh, I'm excited.
Turn and turn. Give us the IP that we must learn.
Oh God, this is probably the most out of left field one that I put on the whole list. Life of Pi. Monkey, what do you think? Can you do it? Can you wing it?
I can attempt to wing it.
Oh God. All right. Oh Jesus. Okay, let's try it. Life of Pi. All right. Okay, so with this, we're gonna start with a minute 30. We're gonna start with a 90 second, and then we're going to go to a 45-second rebuttal. All right. So, Life of Pi, you enter the raft. The raft goes into this big open room, and it's essentially this giant projection mapped experience. You go and you see all the humpback whales and the animals and the hoop-de-doo, and I don't know, man. So essentially it's like you're in one big room and there's like projection map stuff all around you, and it's meant to simulate the being on the rafts. And of course each raft has its God, I don't even remember the name of the tiger. It's like Richard something or other. But each raft has its own tiger. What?
Richard Parker.
Oh God, thank you. Yeah, like Peter Parker's father. And then Spider-Man's gonna swoop in, and it's gonna be a Spider-Man ride because Richard Parker. We're gonna tie
You
the
can't spell
connection.
Spider-Man without pine.
That's what I'm saying, man. I honestly got nothing, Monkey. You this is pretty much a free round for you if you can come up with anything, because my whole idea is just like you go into one raft and you enter this huge room, and the huge room gets projection mapped, like, so it's like it's meant to simulate like the psychological state of being on the raft, and there's a giant tiger animatronic. I have nothing. That's it.
Tiki, how long are these?
All right, Monkey.
How long are these rounds supposed to go?
90 seconds and then a 45-second rebuttal.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Monkey.
So this will be okay. So this is going to be like, let's say a Disney hotel or Disney Springs where you can rent a boat and go out on the water. This will be like that, where only it's situated so that you feel a bit more isolated from the rest of the area, and there's a fake tiger in your boat. That's all I got. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
All right. So quantity or quality? All right. Well, I guess I'll do my rebuttal. I could do up to 45 seconds, so I might as well spend some time fixing some things in my pitch. So your attraction sounds like a nice vacation getaway, but my attraction would be highly immersive, Monkey. With Runaway Railway, there's some stuff where the stuff in the room changes entirely while you're in the room, and you're like, how the hell did they do that? How are we still in the same room? Well, this is going to be that, but on steroids, man. It's going to be like, oh my God, this is a whole experience, a whole life-changing, life-affirming situation that we're put into, and it's all happening for us. It's like a 3-minute situation, and there's going to be about 100 different rooms. It's going to be a giant show building, so that's how you can keep capacity down, or capacity up, I should say. There you go. All right, Monkey, 45-second rebuttal. Why is your little hotel pool thing better than my epic experience?
Well, for one thing, there is a matter of budget. So you don't have to worry about all of these crazy effects and such. You get a way to, just a little way to relax. It's a way to, and it's an experience that's outside of the parks. You can be outside of the parks and still be doing something that's akin to a ride. And I'm sure the projections would be nice, but at the end of the day, they're still just projections. So is it even in 3D, or because you could go either way, but it's like how Flight of Passage is cool, but at the end of the day, that's just a screen.
All right.
It sounded like you're transforming. It sounded like you were transforming into a New York 1940s paperboy at the end or something. That's just a screen. Yeah, come get your paper, folks.
Peter Parker, get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, this was this round was kind of a fluke.
It was a fluke, me even putting Life of Pi on to begin with.
Now that's good comedy.
You know what? I really don't even want to make a decision here because these both weren't very good, and
then Doug has to make a decision. Then one of us has to get a point.
It's the opposite of last round. I love it.
Can I ask questions, or do I just have to go ahead and then make a decision?
You just have to make a decision, Doug.
All right, I'm going to have to go with Tiki's epic masterpiece here.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, it sounds more in tune with what the film is, honestly. Riding around on a lagoon, even if a real tiger is there, and the real tiger would have been the selling point for that one. But yeah, yours is at least an idea of doing a proper attraction for this film.
I'm gonna have to go with that then as well.
Oh God, I feel bad. All right, I feel like Monkeys is a lot more realistic, but fair enough.
Hey, the point goes to the one who's actually seen the movie, I assume.
I just saw Mickey Fan pop up for a minute, and I think I might have accidentally kicked him out. So, Mickey Fan, I'm sorry about that. Just try to come in again. Anyways, we've got some people in the comments here. We've got Pink Pearl. What do you think of a Rio ride? Pink Pearl, I'm going to be honest with you. Rio, I've never seen it.
I've
so
seen
I
both.
need to.
I've
I
seen
need to
both
catch
Rio
up on
movies,
it.
and I think it's interesting.
I remember liking the first one all right. I never saw the second one. And I'm going to assume the 10-minute condensed 4D version doesn't count as a attraction, so... or is like this kind of attraction that you're alluding to. It was nice, but it's just taking the movie, condense it to 10 minutes, and add some 4D effects. Enjoy the rest of your... Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day at San Diego Zoo.
Yeah, I think Rio kind of blends into that whole kind of, it's good, but it's not like deserving of a ride good.
I do remember thinking every time seeing that movie when there was like this moment where they're riding a motorcycle down some stairs, and my armchair Imagineering mind kid is like, "Yep, that's part of the ride. That inspires a ride." So take that, Hagrid's motorbike adventure. We'll find some way to fit all body sizes on this Rio ride.
Oh God.
Oh wait, and they wanted the two birds to get together and breed more of the species, so then the Anne Hathaway bird becomes a mom.
Oh God. And look, she's a mom. All right.
That's so stupid.
You're great. That mum thing is growing on you.
I don't know if it is or isn't.
Oh God. All right, we have Mickey Fan. Hey there, Mickey Fan.
Hello. Sorry I'm
boy.
late. I got after watching The Finest Hours with my family.
Oh God. All right, fair. That's as good of an excuse as any. I hear you. So Mickey Fan, you're gonna come in. You're gonna come in as the third judge, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
And then you and Doug can maybe do a round of this on our live stream tomorrow.
Yeah.
But Monkey and I are competing. So far, I have 2 points. Would someone like to explain the Wheel of Fox to Mickey Fan?
So basically, Mickey Fan, first of all, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
So the Wheel of Fox it's FOX. That's all I'll say about that. But the Wheel of Fox is basically pitching Fox movies under. It's like the speed rounds in the Disney debates.
Okay.
Except these are the contestants Tiki and Monkey are pitching Fox movies into theme park rides.
All right.
So we just got done with a particularly heated Wheel of Fox based on the Life of Pi of all movies.
Which I haven't even seen.
It's been forever since I saw it, Monkey. I saw it once in theaters, and it didn't leave much of an impression on me.
I kind of remember ads.
I remember the documentary I saw on that movie. How that movie basically kind of destroyed that digital effects studio.
Oh no! Oh God!
And I remember watching the movie, and I still have no idea. I can't remember the story of that movie. I have no idea how they made an entire movie out of a kid with a bow and a tiger. I don't know.
All right, can we stop crapping on Life of Pi? I'm sure there's a lot of people that really love that movie.
Yeah, and
Right.
yeah,
It's a great book.
stop.
Okay, so next up, we're going to do Pinocchio. All right.
It's a Pinocchio.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's a Pinocchio. Mamma mia.
Roberto Benigni.
Oh God.
No, I
Oh,
saw
no.
that one in theaters.
My sister and I snuck into that one for like half an hour.
Monkey, I was almost 100% sure you're going to say I've seen that before.
Oh god.
I haven't heard that one come about yet.
I've seen that before.
I know I worked that in. I think I worked that into the roller coaster comments, Cat. So
Okay, so Pinocchio, I won the first round, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm going to go first because I've got a good idea here. So
you've gone first before.
yes, I have. All right. So my simple idea for a Pinocchio attraction is it's going to be basically a Pleasure Island mini land And the mini land is essentially just going to be the queue. You know, you're going to work your way through Pleasure Island, and it's the queue itself it's going to be one of those attractions where the queue is arguably better themed than the attraction itself, because you're going to go through Tobacco Alley, you're going to go through the 8-Ball, you're going to see all these fucked up things about Pleasure Island, the monkeys, the monkeys, the donkeys, the salt mines, you know, and all this stuff is going to be in the queue. And then after you have all this air of moral ambiguity in your head, then it's time to board the coaster and go on Disney's first RMC, y'all. For those who don't know, RMCs are Rocky Mountain construction coasters. You know, Steel Vengeance is the #1 ride in the world. But seriously, I think it'd be fascinating for Disney to actually do an RMC coaster and do it like incredibly well themed. I'm thinking something like Talon at Fantasia Land or something like that, where it's just like, you know, just incredibly well detailed and themed the whole way through. You're going through this Pleasure Island, you know, there might be like indoor and outdoor sections. But just in terms of the coaster itself, you know, it wouldn't be like the craziest RMC in the world, obviously. We're not looking at like a Steel Vengeance or an Iron Gwazi here. We have to have something that the kids can ride. So with that in mind, it'd probably be something in line with, I don't know, like a Joker, or maybe even a Storm Runner from Kentucky Kingdom or something like that, where it's, you know, we're looking at something that maybe is about 90 feet tall, but has some crazy elements, but not too crazy. And it just kind of winds its way through the whole of Pleasure Island, and it's this crazy coaster. And yeah, that's basically my pitch. I don't really have much more to that. Just like RMC themed to a Pleasure Island wooden roller coaster. All right.
Interesting.
Monkey.
Okay. So this is something that you actually, come to think of it, could do at multiple Disney parks, like in any of the fantasy lands. So let's assume it's in any one of them. Perhaps maybe the Florida one. Walking around and you notice there's a little entryway into some inside thing. And you think, oh, cool, Disney's ripping off Nocturne Alley. Well, somewhat. Because yes, this is some little hidden away thing indoors. What it is, it's you go in and you realize you're kind of entering a little Stromboli theater. Well, rather, you're in some little indoor alley place or something, and Stromboli has a stage up. And there's a curtain drawn, but every so often, the curtain rises, and there's a little marionette show. And it's that simple. It's a little hidden away thing to discover that's neat to see. And you're like, oh, that was cool. Maybe I'll check it out again. And that'll be a part of, you know, little Disney trip nostalgia, is that hidden away thing. And it's a way to, you don't even have to spend a huge ton of budget on like making a brand new attraction or anything. It's a simple little hidden gem. I think that's all I got.
Okay. You know what? Just for pacing purposes, Ezra, are you cool with doing the rebuttal as a 3-minute debate instead of a 5-minute debate?
That's okay. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Does one of us, to quote Star Wars: The Force Awakens, do you speak first or do I speak first? Or
that's
have at it.
Yeah,
it's
just
a dog
kill each other, as Dragon would say.
Okay.
All right. You know what?
So I would like to ask, why start your pitch by saying that the queue's going to be better than the ride? I mean,
because a lot of times that's how coasters are, and you know, dare I say, I can give a lot of examples in Disney itself. You know, like arguably, I would say Indiana Jones Adventure, as good as that ride is, the queue is like arguably even more iconic than the ride itself.
So why not have both a great ride and a great queue in the future?
I'm not saying the ride isn't going to be great. I'm saying
well,
that...
okay, I mean, like, one that's on par with its queue, one that reaches the level of its queue, maybe
The
even
ride wraps
exceed.
around the queue. The ride becomes the queue, and the queue becomes the ride. That's the whole point of the coaster.
Oh, speaking of, so it's just a coaster? A theme,
Yeah,
you know,
pretty
a
much
coaster with a
coaster.
setting, but still just a coaster?
I can't argue that. Yeah, it is just a coaster. But yours isn't even really an attraction. I mean, yours is just kind of this out of the way detail, and I don't know. I don't even really that barely even quantifies. And honestly, I feel like this could be the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train of Pinocchio. This could be the big like landmark attraction that puts Pinocchio back on the map. And frankly, with an out of the way thing, I really like yours. Like it might as well be the fantasy the festival fantasy area at Disneyland. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, with Figaro and the Festival of Fools Marionette. You know, it's like that stuff is nice, but it doesn't go on to define an IP or define an attraction. Sure, it's a nice memory, but
I wasn't saying it had to define an attraction or anything. I wasn't like take this property, do a thing. I took a property, I did a thing, and voila.
well, at the end of the day, you just can't beat RMC, all right? RMC has the best attractions in the world, bar none.
If you're tall enough to go on them.
Fair point. Fair point. But they really are just the best in their class, and Disney needs to work with the best in their class. You know what? Let's have a kind of a tweak and an amendment to this, where this would have no inversions. It would be kind of like New Texas
I
Giant,
assumed
except
it might
better
not
and
have
better
inversions,
pace.
so
What?
I assumed it wasn't gonna necessarily have inversions. So.
All right, well, I'm just throwing it out there because RMCs usually have inversions. So instead, it's an airtime machine. It's basically Disney's version of an airtime machine. Disney's never
Right.
really done an airtime machine, but I feel like airtime machines can still be great family coasters. So that's essentially
Is
my
Airtime
idea.
Machine necessarily a coaster, or could it apply to any ride? In which case, Monsters After Dark.
I would say Monsters After Dark is an airtime machine. That's a fair point. All right. Anyways, that's 3 minutes. All right. Who wants to go first from the judge's corner?
Mickey,
You know what? I'm
would you-
going to throw it to Mickey Fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to preface this in saying that I think that Disney World is sorely lacking in those little out of the way things. So I have to give it to the Marionette Theater.
Right. I'm going to throw it to D. Hindley. What does D. Hindley think?
Well, you heard what I said before we went live, that RMC basically trumps anything, in my opinion. So a good queue with a really fun RMC, and you even named a bunch of ones that I'm quite a fan of. I'm going to go with yours, Tiki.
Okay. Sandy, break the tie.
Oh boy. Marionette Theater or roller coaster? Well, first of all, I liked all the detail you provided, Tiki.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because you mentioned the queue, and I thought immediately of Roger Rabbit, almost how the queue is just as good as the ride, if not a little better, in its own sense.
I don't think that's a bad thing for an attraction. I think for an attraction like that, it just gives you all the more reason to look forward to doing the queue.
I know. Your argument has ended, though, so...
Okay, sorry.
Honestly, I'm going to give it to Monkey, because I remember when I was at Disney World in January, it was so hot out. There were so many people there because all the technology stuff at the front was broken, so they're just letting people in.
Oh, Jesus.
And yeah, that's a whole different story. But there were so many people in the park that day because of that. And I remember just going over to the Country Bear Jamboree with my family and cooling off and they were so happy after that. I just for the next hour, they were just kind of more relaxed, just because they had a chance to get out of the heat and enjoy some, wholesome family entertainment. So I'm going to give it to Monkey, because I think that the Disney or Disney World specifically or Disneyland could use another kind of just a show like that could give families an opportunity to escape the heat and the crowds and just relax. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Monkey.
Cool. All right. So that means Monkey trails 2-1, but it's time for the great equalizer. That is the Wheel of Fox. All right, we're going to go back. We're going to take Life of Pi out of the equation, unless you want to do another round of Life of Pi.
No.
The Life of Pi coaster.
Just cue that thing of Hugh Neutron going, endless pie, endless pie.
All right, let's see what lunacy we come up with next. I hope it's Spies in Disguise. Robots. Oh God. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay. You guys remember robots?
Okay, from a pure nostalgic standpoint, I love robots.
Oh God.
I freaking love robots.
Yeah, I think before Box Trolls, that was the thing I'd seen most in a theater.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
Although I've never seen it since then, oddly enough.
All right.
Yeah, that's the last time I saw it too, is when it was in the theaters, and I saw it on DVD. That was around the same time. But
I have the DVD. I never opened it.
All right, robots. Let's see.
I feel like that's one of those things where it's like you just watch it and then you never have to see it again, because it's just robots that look kind of cool. So that's it.
Monkey, you won the last round, so I'm going to let you decide who you want to go first, you or me.
You can go first.
Okay, all right. So this is actually a pretty good fit for a Disney park, because of course you've got the Tomorrowland in there that you can slot in there. And so because of that, I'm going to go pretty ambitious with this thing. I'm going to go with a customizable Kuka Arm ride. It's going to be a dark ride using Kuka Arm technology, but the twist of it is that in the queue, you design a robot a la Test Track, and then the results of your Kuka Arm, you scan your magic band onto the Kuka Arm itself, and then the Kuka Arm performs, basically the whole ride is this robot testing facility. And so essentially you go through this ride, and it is kind of like a robot version of Test Track, where you're going through all these things, and the Robin Williams robot and the Ewan McGregor robot are there guiding you through it. And so essentially it's kind of like a proving ground for robots. And so you get points based on how well you design your robot. But I feel like the Kuka Arm technology would make this would make it fit a lot better than it does in Test Track, because in Test Track essentially you're like, all right, there's my car that has nothing to do with the car we're actually driving in. But in this one, your Kuka Arm is the actual robot that you designed. So every flip, every spin out that the Kuka Arm does, that's because of something that you designed. That's in the design of your actual robot. So that's my pitch. Something that's highly interactive. It doesn't have to be the craziest, most immersive dark ride in the world, but the key is interactivity.
Before you start the timer, I just want to point this out. Just want to share this anecdote.
Sure.
When I saw Ewan McGregor appear at the Disney Plus panel at this last D23 Expo, I made sure at one point to remember that, to make sure I was thinking, I'm looking at the guy who was the lead in Robots.
Oh God.
That's
right.
me for you. Okay. Now the actual thing.
Whenever you start talking.
Okay, so 2 obvious words. Crosstown Express. We had that Crosstown Express transportation ride in the movie. They had lap bars on it. They made some toy thing out of it, which was neat. And maybe there were some issues with it together, and it wasn't quite as awesome as the movie, but it was still cool. It's such a wonderful piece, a wonderful set piece. So let's, that's the obvious choice to make for a ride, ain't it? So I'm going to lean towards another Potter attraction. I'm going to go something a little more Gringottsy. Maybe where you're like on a track and you go up to screens, because obviously some of this wouldn't be entirely doable in physicality with, you know, the balls flying around or whatever. So, and yeah, this would most likely be in 3D. Why am I talking fast? I got time. So what it is, so some points, yeah, you'll be at the screen, but you'll also be on a coaster track, you know, whirling around and seeing the sights of Robot City. I think that's what it was called. Maybe you have commentary from someone like from Fender, the Robin Williams robot, or some other established character. I don't know. And
Time.
So, and this
Time.
Oh shit! I thought it was 3 minutes.
No, I'm sorry, it's 1.5 minutes, Monkey. I'm sorry. Oh God.
I don't think I left out anything too important, so yeah.
All right. Well, points for you. The name, but I forgot that his name was Fender, which is just a total ripoff of Bender. So, all right. Okay. So, Monkey, I think with yours is more of a straight adaptation of the movie itself. It's basically just like, hey, here's a set piece of the movie. Let's adapt it and call it a day.
Well, it's an obvious set piece to turn into a ride. It's a set piece that is a ride.
All right. Well, you know, I'm going to give myself 5 extra seconds for that. But what I like about the ride...
Was this a you-only thing? Sorry.
Yes. This is... I'm going to go ahead and start over, Monkey. This
Sorry.
is a me-only thing, yes. All right. The only thing. And this is 45 seconds, Monkey. 45 seconds.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Wheel of Fox, right.
Yes, Wheel of Fox.
Oh, that's why I got mixed up. Okay.
Yeah.
I was mixed up too for a second there.
I was a little...
All right.
But I came in late, so...
Okay, so yeah, Monkey, yours is mostly just a direct adaptation of a sequence, whereas mine... What I like about mine is that it takes 2 successful things that have been done in the theme park industry, which is, you know, Test Track, very successful attraction. We all love the interactivity of Test Track. And Kuka Arms, we all love Kuka Arms. Disney has not worked with Kuka Arms before. This is Disney's chance to work with Kuka Arms and to create something that's truly unique and interactive, but still relying on stuff that Disney's done before. Whereas, frankly, I don't think there's enough of a hype around robots to be like, yeah, Crosstown Express. I can't wait to go on that. I mean, I didn't even really know what Crosstown Express was. I vaguely remember it from the movie. All right, 45 seconds, Mark.
Okay, so... All right, so are we going?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I'll start over.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this interactivity like out of Test Track, because yeah, theme parks really need more touch screens these days. I say as I apply hand sanitizer, oddly enough. So I'm a little just unclear on what exactly your thing is, to be honest. Like the sense of, so you're designing a robot and then you're riding the robot. So, I mean, my thing is like, yeah, sure, taking a set piece, but an obvious one. It's so obvious. It's like you're watching the movie and you're like, oh, I want to go on that ride. So here, we can bring that ride into reality, unlike Gringotts. And also, just technical note, Disney did use Kuka Arms at Epcot once. I mean, it was the... Just saying.
All right, time. All right. What are you guys thinking?
I like monkeys.
I like monkeys.
Sandy? No pressure.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. I was talking, but it was muted. I was just saying I love the creativity in yours, Tiki, but I think you were kind of. I think Monkey definitely had an advantage, realizing that the Crosstown Express was a pretty obvious choice for a ride.
All right. No, I mean it doesn't matter what you say, Ezra, because like the other two voted, so don't even express it.
oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, you're not
All
like
right,
supposed to make a decision here.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Good point goes to Monkey.
defend our decision in some way, but
All right. So that means we're tied up. We're tied up going into the final main round. So this is Fantasia. Oh boy. Big one here. All right. So once again, we're going to do a 3-second pitch followed by a 3-second debate.
You mean minute?
Yeah, minute. I'm sorry. Still working the kinks out here. 3-minute debate followed by 3-minute pitch followed by 3-minute debate. All right.
Right.
So my idea is obvious, but you know what? Sometimes the obvious answer is the best answer. We're going trackless, guys. We're going trackless. The whole, like, how can you not have a Fantasia ride that goes from room to room and dances to the music? And it's these big, wide open rooms, much like Runaway Railway. You don't have to adapt every single Fantasia sequence. I'm thinking what you do is you adapt 3 or 4 from each of the attractions. So like I guess we could start with something like the Nutcracker, or 3 from each attraction. I mean from each movie, not attraction. So you can start with the Nutcracker, then you can go into something like Pines of Rome from Fantasia 2000 and then kind of switch back and forth. The grand finale can be something that kind of combines elements of Night on Bald Mountain and Firebird Suite, for example. You know, maybe we can see kind of ripping off from the parade that we just designed on WDW Magic a little bit here, in all fairness. But, you know, maybe we can see something like the Firebird circling around Bald Mountain. You know, just these really ambitious combinations like that. Or maybe, you know, maybe we can see a scene where we have both Donald Duck as Noah and then Sorcerer Mickey in the background. You know, like these fun ideas that kind of like combine these different set pieces of Fantasia. You know, like the dinosaurs and the Pines of Rome whales, you know, like all the, maybe the flamingos and the Dance of the Hours animals, you know, all these kind of crazy crossovers, blending with the music, blending with the technology. The whole technology is, you know, it's just going to be like a, you know, like a whole ride of, you know, dances and waltz and going to the music. And I feel like that whole thing, it would flow together so beautifully. And, I think what you would do with the actual effects themselves is you would have a combination of, you know, obviously like projection mapping effects for like some of the deep backgrounds and stuff like you do with Runaway Railway, but then most of the big sets and everything would be physical sets. So, you know, you'd have a physical set of Bald Mountain, you'd have a physical set of the and it'd be a lot of rock work. It'd be like, you know, like Mickey on the mountains controlling the stars and the water from the Sorcerer's Apprentice, or the rocks from the T-Rex fight, you know, and of course you'd have the animatronic T-Rex and Stegosaurus. So it'd be a lot of blending of multimedia, but a lot of physical sets, a lot of animatronics. It'd definitely be an e-ticket. I think Fantasia absolutely deserves an e-ticket. I don't even want to hear a pitch that's just like a simple alleyway monkey, or else I'm going to destroy you on this one, because Fantasia deserves so much better than that. Not to say your alleyway was bad, but just that this is, you know, we're talking something that should be treated with, you know, this should be a high scale, like big e-ticket caliber thing. And that's where I'm coming from on my pitch. All right.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Just gonna close some blinds in here.
Okay.
Okay, where is there's the one that goes in the left here. All right. Okay, this is going to be fun.
I like this.
Hotel water slide. Okay, so I was still going. I wasn't done. Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, hotel water slide. See, that's a little more than an alley. So anyway, so, you know, like, as if Disney was going to do anything so major with Fantasia, we're They would probably do like, we'll theme one of the hotel water slides to it. Hell, maybe we'll theme the whole hotel to Fantasia. So you have this water slide there, and it's themed to the Sorcerer's Apprentice. You're
You got time?
No, I'm deciding whether or not to upgrade this idea a little more. It would still be a Sorcerer's Apprentice water slide, but I am debating at the moment, do I just leave it at a hotel one, or do I make it a water coaster in a water park? You know what? If I can scrap that, yeah, then it'll be a Fantasia water park, and I'm mainly focusing here on a Sorcerer's Apprentice water coaster. So you get the brooms, dump in the water, which of course makes the slide. And around the end, you get Yensid, parting the waters. And, you have that statue of him there parting the waters as you get up and off. And of course, you'd have Mickey somewhere like at the top, statue of Mickey. Maybe even an animatronic Mickey. I don't know. He could even pop up during the main ride like, oh no! Oh, something's going wrong! I got too hubrisy with this magic I can't work! He wouldn't be saying literally that, but who knows? Maybe he will. It would be amusing. People could riff on that. It could become a meme. So... Again, playing with an obvious thing, but hey, it's you get brooms spilling water, and maybe the rafts could even look like a book, like the one Mickey floats on. Or the rafts could be a bucket. They could look like some sort of pail that would be around in the lab, and perhaps you could even get some. No, this could be an indoor water coaster. And of course you have the Sorcerer's Apprentice music. Music always enhances a ride. And so it could be amazing if we could even sync the music up to the slide, so that like Space Mountain, where the banking of it, every turn matches the score matches the banking in it, or in this case, since it's a pre-existing thing, the slide matches the rhythm of the song. And...
Time. All right. So 3-minute rebuttal. Well, Monkey, I give you credit because I would have torn you apart if you would have stuck your idea to a hotel pool, honestly. So you upgraded it to a worthy adversary. I'll tell you that much, all right?
Okay, good. Good to know that it's a worthy adversary.
I still think mine is a lot better, though.
I don't disagree, honestly, but hey, this is a debate. So...
Oh, Monkey, don't
say that.
Yeah, don't say
I said this is a debate, so I'm gonna keep going.
All right.
So, like say for instance, I know Chapek is, all for the IPs, but Fantasia's the one he's gonna pick.
I think Fantasia is a very, very relevant IP nowadays. I really do. I think there's kind of a resurgence of Fantasia love in the midst of Disney Plus, and people are.
Well, then where's the third Fantasia movie?
Coming soon, Monkey. Hopefully, coming soon. I think your water coaster idea is solid, Monkey, but I think with my idea, it's funny because your water coaster is a little bit more realistic, but I feel like the idea...
Yeah, hey, realism. Besides,
I feel like the idea of a Fantasia water park in itself, or the idea of I don't necessarily know if Disney would invest this much money into a water coaster. I really don't. Whereas I do know
they
that
made
Disney,
one of their Typhoon Lagoon recent slides has an animatronic in it, so...
Fair enough. But we're talking about much more than just one animatronic here. And
I wasn't really talking animatronics, mainly. Just kind of more statues, because, hey, it's a water slide.
Okay, fair enough. But I'm thinking, with me, what's more certain than if Disney wants to go all in on an e-ticket, they're going to go all in on an e-ticket. And I really think that from my idea, it's like the ultimate culmination of Fantasia, because you've got the moving ride vehicles that sync together in a dance. I mean, the trackless technology is absolutely perfect for a Fantasia attraction. And you've got just kind of like the blending of worlds, you know, like all these different worlds coming together in this one epic ride. And it's funny the way that you and I kind of approach this game, Monkey, because you're approaching it a lot more sensibly than I am. But like I said, I think Fantasia really deserves something that's big and bombastic and over the top. And really, I really think that this would be
Remind me,
rise
was
forward.
it a set list of films of sequences you would go through each time?
Yeah, but like it wouldn't necessarily be sequences, it'd be more environments with different stuff in it.
You couldn't randomize it?
No, you couldn't randomize it because it'd be like animatronics and sets that would already be in
Maybe
place.
special rooms? Projection mapping
All right,
technology, honey?
Time. All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna throw it over to D. Hindley first off.
Well, I think Monkey just made a good point about how you could plus it with projection mapping, randomizing, maybe branching paths.
All right.
You probably recall I did a Fantasia ride design fairly similar to this a couple of years ago. So I'm obviously a fan of the idea. I like yours more, Monkey, or not Monkey, Tiki. I like Tiki's because it covers more of the film. It's not just Sorcerer's Apprentice. Granted, Monkey has the entire park to cover everything else, but just as an attraction, this is the Fantasia attraction. It's Tiki.
All right, Sandy.
I'm gonna go with yours as well, just because I feel, yeah, like it encompasses more of the movie. It feels. I love the idea of the tracklist system. I think this is a situation where that would work really well. It could move in time with the music, and that would all piece together very, very well. And I think that appropriate use of screen mapping technology and screens would work very, very well here. With accompaniment of the actual sets and props and things like that. But I loved Monkeys too. He's really getting me with these water ride ideas. I really wasn't too keen on the water slide. I wasn't quite sure where that was going. But I'm glad.
I think maybe if you would have started with the water coaster, you know, from the jump and not wasted that initial minute, maybe it would have been an even better fight.
I'm a real sucker for water coasters. I love water coasters.
You haven't been on Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld,
that wasn't the kind of water coaster I meant.
No, I know that's not the kind of water coaster you meant. I know what kind of water coaster you meant. I'm just curious. Journey to Atlantis. Oh God, we'll talk about that. All right.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Tiki. Although Monkey did really make a good argument there.
Okay, Mickey fan. Not that it matters, but where are you leaning?
I have to give it to Tiki because, like, it's a no-brainer. It is if there's a movie that is more perfect for the trackless technology than Fantasia, I don't know what it is.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much from the moment you said that it would be trackless, from there on it was like, yep, you win.
It was no-brainer.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, that was a very no-brainer.
Okay, cool. So with that in mind, we go back to the Wheel of Fox. It's
We're gonna have to
2-3.
change this name, Tiki. We're gonna have to change this name sometime soon.
It's 2-3. We're playing.
Let's
to
keep
5
it.
points.
Let's keep it that name.
Oh, I agree. I agree with Monkey, honestly.
Like, your reason to not keep it is the reason to keep it.
Okay. All right.
So we're playing to 5 points. I have 3 points. Monkey has 2 points. Let's see where this lands. God, spies in disguise. All right. Oh God, Alita Battle Angel. Monkey, you know what? I'll allow you one reroll if you're not familiar with this IP at all.
I'm not either, honestly.
With Alita
Battle Angel.
I am not familiar with it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take Alita off and re-roll.
Okay, delete all the bad ones.
No, I'm not gonna delete all the bad ones. Alita's not a bad one. It's just one you guys aren't familiar with. I could come up with a killer Alita attraction.
Would it be an RMC?
Maybe. An RMC with okay, Deadpool. That's simple enough, right, Monkey?
Okay.
Where is Dragon when you need him? Like, Dragon is just somewhere in the comments, like, they're talking Deadpool without me? All right.
I'm gonna make them
God.
dead in a pool.
Okay, so I won the first round, so Monkey, I'm going to go ahead and throw it to you. Remember, you have 90 seconds on these for the pitch.
Right. Okay, so what it's going to be is, you're in some museum place and you're going on a tour. You're going on it's a museum about Deadpool. So you're going on this little ride, like, traveling through this ride through a Deadpool museum to see these exhibits. And then as you're going through the ride, it's like something as akin to the Incredicoaster or Jurassic World, where this whole Deadpool battle ends up happening all around you. Like, you're still technically going through the ride, but, like, say, pieces of the building are being blown off, and, Deadpool and the villains fighting around, and all the quips, and something. And it could be Fourth Wally as well. Shoot.
All right, you still got 40 seconds if you want to use it.
Okay, right. Yeah. This time I thought I didn't have as much time. So, yeah. And, of course, there could be fourth wall jokes in Quippy. And some of the gags, some of the jokes could change every time. Like on the Fantasyland Dark rides, where sometimes they say different things each time you go. It would be like that because, hey, comedy, jokes get old. And so it's a way of doing a thing. That was too good an end to follow up with.
Okay. So I'm going to take a page out of Monkey's book with this one. I'm going to go a little bit more small scale here. And I'm going to do an attraction that's basically Stormforce Accelatron, a.k.a. the Teacups. But it's going to be more like Stormforce Accelatron in terms of, it's going to have, an actual story to it. And so essentially what this is Deadpool is Tom Sawyering us. So essentially the Teacups that we're in, or whatever ride vehicles we're in, are just powering energy for Deadpool's pad because he doesn't want to pay the energy bill. And so throughout this whole ride, we're literally just powering Deadpool's apartment. And we see the apartment itself, and we see Blind Al and Deadpool, of course, animatronics, just bickering with each other and watching TV. And if we don't spin fast enough, the TV will, start to static, and Deadpool will be like, "Come on, you fuckers!" But of course it'll be all bleeped out, and there will be plenty of fourth wall jokes throughout. Blind Al will be like, if this is an apartment, then why is there a theme park? Why are we living in the middle of a theme park? And Deadpool's just like, because the rent was cheap, all right, Blind Al. We have to stick to some measures. Do you realize we're on a shoestring budget because we're basically forcing these tourists into slave labor for our entertainment? It'd be a fun time. It'd be a creative use of a spinner, but it'd be a spinner ride that has way more of a story than an average spinner ride, and it'd have plenty of trademark Deadpool humor. All right. 45-second rebuttal, Monkey, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so let's take an R-rated series of films and give them the Mad Tea Party. I mean, sure, Simpsons has a Dumbo ride, but that's got a bit more of a family appeal to it. And also, teacups type ride where you're touching the wheel to spin because, that's a great thing in these times. I hope you have hand sanitizer on you. I mean, sure, lap bars you have to touch as well, but it's more of a restraint. It's not the main thing you have to do for the ride. It's not your objective. It's not. The lap bar is not an objective. Put that on a t-shirt. And also, if you were going to go to my scale, then you could have done it as a hotel pool.
Okay.
A Deadpool pool.
Deadpool.
You could call it the Deadpool.
Also known as the Sunset Boulevard attraction.
All right. Oh boy.
This was fun. I like this.
I love both of these.
Oh god. So I like the approach that you take, Monkey, with your whole like Men in Black attraction within an attraction. But frankly, I just think the whole idea of like having this giant battle of like walls being blown out and everything, that would be way too ambitious for a Deadpool attraction. And you know what? The there will be a bottle of hand sanitizer in every teacup, all right? Are you happy? Like literally like a hand sanitizer dispenser within the teacups themselves. I just think that my attraction is much more economic, and it also just makes much more sense for Deadpool. I just think like the parameters of why you're here spinning this wheel for Deadpool, it makes perfect sense. I think it's totally in line with the character. All right. Mickey fan, you seem to enjoy this, so
I love both of these.
where are you leaning?
Oh.
Or slave labor, Mickey fan.
Actual attraction, Mickey. Fan. Sorry.
Literally a hair. I have to give it to Tiki.
Perfect.
Literally a hair. Because I can picture that Deadpool museum. I can picture the Charlton Heston Hercules narrator hyping up Deadpool. and Deadpool just quipping every time. But just the idea of Deadpool using you to power his apartment so he doesn't have to pay the electric bill is perfect. So I have to give it to Tiki.
All right. I'm gonna turn it over to D. Hindley. What do you think, Doug?
Well, I was 50-50 on the fence between the two actual attractions that you guys proposed. But then Monkey's rebuttal was so much funnier, and then he also he proposed the Deadpool pool. Because of that, that's gonna. I can just picture Deadpool himself floating face down in the pool. I'm gonna give it to Monkey.
All right, Ezra, break the tie. No pressure. The only thing on the line is our friendship.
Well, I think Monkeys is very ambitious, and for me personally, I would think that. Well, I would just say that if you have less, you could do more with Deadpool, and I think Tiki's is a very good example of that. But I am also very on the fence because Monkey provided a really funny rebuttal. But I'm gonna have to go with Tiki's because I just feel like it's more practical. It wouldn't take up as much space, and it's just as funny, if not a little bit funnier, just because he's just using the part goers for his own selfish advantage. It's just, and I just think the randomization of it, where it's something different for every guest or every group of guests. I think that's also really good. I'm going to give it to Tiki.
Okay.
Is there a way we could simply get Deadpool to host the Jungle Cruise?
Oh man!
Again, full disclosure, I haven't seen either of the Deadpool movies, so
neither have I.
Yeah. I did see a cosplayer at D23 Expos like a tourist Deadpool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to do for the Jungle Cruise skippers, and you just have to go to a Comic-Con and hire all the cosplayers.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So just saying, maybe at the end of your ride, like as they're doing the please gather your belongings and exit thing, he could also say like, and sanitize your hands for fuck's sake.
Right. right. God. All right.
All right, what do we got next?
Okay, so it's 4-2. So Monkey needs to win the next 2 in a row to stay alive. Oh boy, I'm really rooting for Spies in Disguise, guys. I'm really rooting for Spies in Disguise. All right.
And I'm rooting against Spies in Disguise.
Oh, fantastic, Mr. Fox. What do you think, Monkey? That's one I was kind of on the fence about myself.
I'm good with it.
You're good with it? All right. If
I
you're
think
good
this
with
could
it,
be
I'm
fun.
fine with
I
it.
like that.
Yeah, that one I have seen.
Okay. All right. Fantastic, Mr. Fox. Okay. Let's do it.
Heck, this could be actually really cool. I'm hoping you guys really take advantage of this.
I'm hoping to, because I don't really have many ideas for it.
Oh boy.
All right, so Fantastic Mr. Fox, what you'd have to do with this one is it'd have to be like a traditional Fantasyland style dark ride, like probably a C ticket at best. But you can take advantage of the modest quality of it, because essentially the charm of a Wes Anderson movie, and especially Fantastic Mr. Fox itself, is the shoebox diorama aesthetic. So what you want to do with that is you want to essentially create a dark ride that's all stop motion, that's all shoebox aesthetics, where it looks like basically kind of like how the graphics of Yoshi's Crafted World. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that at least one of D. Hindley and Mickey Fan have played that game. The aesthetics is something like Yoshi's Crafted World or Yoshi's Woolly World or something like that, where the entire environment is themed around construction and themed around like an art project essentially. So you have construction paper as like the main, or essentially set pieces that look like construction paper and set pieces that look like they've been glued together. And of course, the animatronics themselves would resemble the stop motion puppets. They'd have very stop motion like animation to them, which would pretty much fit with the jerky nature of a dark ride animatronic in general. So yeah, that's my general pitch. Just a very classic Fantasyland style dark ride that kind of takes advantage of the fact that Fantasyland dark rides are a little herky jerky.
Okay.
Okay, so my thing is actually somewhat similar, but so I'm looking at a little more elaborate of a dark ride, a bit speedy, a bit more environment. So like you're going through the tunnels and you're with the different animals and you're raiding the farms and such to get the food, and you get caught up in a battle with the 3 farmers, so it gets a little thrilling there, maybe even a little coastery. And then at the end you exit into a restaurant that's themed to the grocery store from the end of the film. Or you could also go into a more undergroundish restaurant, like say kind of like Three Broomsticks versus the Hog's Head. So you get one that's maybe a bit more restaurantish and one that's a bit more tavernish, the tavernish one being below. So it's a way to, it's like going through the events of the movie, but not quite exactly in a book report way, more in an experiential way, unlike, say, Monsters, Inc. And you could still have the characters in there. You still have the immersive environments. You could be riding in some piece of refuse, and they could all be different piece of refuse as the different vehicles. So, hey, there's something to have different each time. Maybe even attack a different farm each time. And so...
All right. 45-second rebuttal. Yeah, honestly, with something like Fantastic Mr. Fox, I do think it fits in. It could be an attraction, and it is a pretty beloved movie, so I think it's realistic that hypothetically they could make it. But honestly, Monkey, let's be real here. They wouldn't make it anything other than a C ticket. I mean, I just think with you like putting emphasis on the dining and everything like that and what you're going to exit out into, it's a nice thought, but I just don't really think you're thinking practically with this. I think what this attraction needs is it needs to be simple to exist in the first place. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a miracle that one of us didn't pick like a quiet out of the way sort of thing for this, because I feel like really realistically that's all it would get. So yeah, I just think mine is more feasible.
All right, so I'm going to point out the dining element wasn't, the main attraction. I guess I just maybe gave that a little too much time out of the thing. The main focus would, of course, still be the ride itself. And speaking of, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what your ride is. You talked more about the aesthetic of it and maybe some of the design aesthetics than what the ride itself would be. So, I'm presenting an idea for what would happen in this ride, a bit more of the picture, whereas you're leaving a bit more of that X factor, the solve for Y factor. What is the rest of your ride? And hey, realism, but hey, this is blue sky.
Right.
Also, I'd just
Right,
like
what
to
do you
point out that we're talking about Fantastic Mr. Fox on the Wheel of Fox.
All right, what are you guys thinking?
Well, let me just say that my idea for a Fantastic Mr. Fox ride would be like a flume ride where you get in one of the cider jugs. This is your ride vehicle, and you're floating down like a fast moving river of cider, and Bogus Bunsen Bean are chasing you the entire time. I think that'd be really cool. But you guys had good stuff as well. What do you think, Mickey Fan?
You were both essentially pitching to me a Fantasyland dark ride. No, it was the difference between Pinocchio and Mr. Toad. Yeah, this is really tough. No. I honestly cannot decide because I really like both of these.
Okay, should we get back to you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
What did you ask me?
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, Tiki. It just he described the texture of it, like it felt to me closer to how I imagine a C-ticket Fantasyland ride. Monkeys, it's a weird criticism to make, was too big for what this film demands. It just it lost the tactile sense. So that's that.
Okay. I'm gonna leave it up to you two because honestly, if I'm completely honest, I missed most of what you guys were saying because of looking up the movie itself. So.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry.
All right,
Mickey Fan, it's up to you.
Mickey Fan, break the tie. Oh wait, there is no tie.
Yeah, there is no tie. So if Mickey Fan makes the tie, then Esther's gonna have to step in.
Oh God.
At all, huh?
Should we just give the point to Monkey so we can keep going because this is fun?
Yes.
Okay.
I say go the point
If I had to
to
break the tie, I would have let Monkey have this one.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So, Monkey, congratulations, you're still in it, and the Wheel of Fox still remains, and Spies in Disguise is still on the board. And Alvin and the Chipmunks, but honestly, there's a lot you could do with Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh, let's not do anything with that. There's a lot you could do, but there's a lot you shouldn't do.
I have an idea for what to do, but I'm not sure if I should go through with it.
Man, Sound of Music is my whammy.
All right, let's see what we got.
Oh God! Oh, not Sound of Music. Oh no! Oh God! Okay. Oh, I have never seen the movie, and I really didn't enjoy the musical all that much.
You've never seen
I haven't seen the movie, and I loved the musical when I saw it.
Wait, no, so you guys haven't seen the movie?
No.
Maybe a clip or two of it, but hey, we've gone through at least 2 of these where I haven't seen the movie, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen clips here and there, but I've never sat down and watched the whole thing.
I mean, it's a long movie.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's good. It's really good.
Gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh.
You want to, I mean, you guys haven't seen the movie. You want to just pick another one?
Monkey, what do you think?
Let's do this.
All right, if Rob's comfortable doing this, then I'll do it.
All right.
All right.
I'll
Oh,
do one
God.
thing you haven't seen.
Right. I haven't seen Spies in Disguise, and I still
Same.
really want to do it. All right. Oh, dear. And Monkey, you got that last point. But you know what? To be fair, in all fairness, I got the point before this one, and I still went first. So I think Monkey should go first on this one.
Okay.
All right. What's your pitch, Monkey?
I'm still figuring that out, to be honest.
This could get so offensive. I hope this
I've got a pitch if you want me to go first, I guess.
Just remember, these
Okay.
are real people, so try to be respectful.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Real people affected by Nazi Germany, so just be respectful.
God.
Wait, okay, I think I'm getting a thing.
Okay, you're getting a thing? All right. What's your thing?
Okay, so this will be a walkthrough attraction where, so you're going through the town, but then, you're heading to the show from the end of the story, and while you're waiting to go in, you're visited by Herr Zeller, I think it would be if we're doing the movie, because he has a small role in the show. But, so, he's like, you're on their, wanted list or something, so, or like a concern list, someone they'd want to see. So, they'll get to you, but they let you watch the show first. So you go in the theater and you watch the performance, with the kids, with the Von Trapps singing. And then when you're in, like, Max asks to see you backstage, and he's actually so you go out an exit door, and it turns out he's helping you evade the Nazis, and they take you to the abbey where the nuns help you, and they hold off the Nazi forces, and you get to escape, and you go over the mountain with them, and that's it.
Oh, God.
Who's singing right now?
That was me.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right, my turn. All right. It's Mr. Toad, but you're being chased by Nazis. I'm done.
No.
I'm done. That's my pitch.
Oh boy, guys.
Monkey, 45-second rebuttal.
Let me just chime in here, because this. Let me just say something here, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna need a little more detail on what it's actually like from Monkey's perspective. I'm gonna need a lot more detail from Tiki in general.
Fine. All right, Monkey, rebuttal.
Okay.
I'm just for the record though, my 3-second pitch, like that's part of my that's part of my argument. So I'm being cocky with the 3 seconds, and that's part of my strategy. All right.
Okay.
So just know that for the record.
Okay. All right.
Monkey.
So what I feel is that doesn't seem like it accompanies the sound of music. I mean, not accompanies or represents it super well. Because when I think sound of music, yeah, there's the Nazis, but there's maybe barely a chase in the movie. But the sound of music, I don't think of a chase scene. It's not quite that. We're not talking Fast and the Furious Supercharged or even Mr. Toad here. and when you say Mr. Toad, does that include tonally? Like, are we tonally on that sort of cartoony comedic thing? Which maybe not, but hey, you said Mr. Toad, so I don't feel that represents the sound of music as well as it could.
absolutely we're doing the cartoony thing, man. This whole attraction is just going to be like just a love letter to World War II propaganda, my friend. So we're talking like cartoony ass Nazis chasing you the whole way down back alleys and stuff. And the chase scene in Sound of Music is so popular that Family Guy ripped it off beat by beat. So it's got to have some sort of iconic imagery to it.
Gosh.
So and that's my whole pitch. It's like that chase sequence. It's like just going through the alleyways and just you're being chased by the Nazis, and then eventually you escape. I think, frankly, Rob's is way too elaborate, where at least mine is a little bit more feasible, and it's not so weird like World War II escape the Nazis roleplay thing. All right.
I have a piece of rebuttal, but my time is up, so never mind.
Yes, your time is up. This is a train wreck of a round.
As far as I'm concerned, Rob gets it anyways, because I just can't get behind the cartoony escaping the Nazis.
That's the Sound of Music.
In a Disney park. I can't get behind it.
All right,
Like
D. Hindley, Mickey fan. I assume you guys agree.
I'm sorry, it's just not the Sound of Music.
Yeah,
Right.
there are certain things like the Deadpool thing. I guess it worked in your advantage. Less is more. But in this case, I think that if you're gonna be doing a Sound of Music ride, it would have to be really big, and very just kind of operatic in a sense.
Okay, fair enough.
Like the Great Movie Ride, where it's very respectful of the source material, and it's very, very big and bombastic. So
Honestly, I was just being silly this whole time. I wasn't really taking this round seriously.
Well, yeah, Monkey gets it. Absolutely.
Monkey Ride sounded like Rise of the Resistance.
I know, right?
Okay, just 3 points. May I make 3 little points? Just
Yeah.
First off, because I saw him in The Sound of Music, R.I.P. Merwin Ford. Rest well. Let's see. Second point is, I kind of, now that this idea's in my head, I kind of do just want to go on some cartoony Mr. Toad Escape the Nazis ride. Like, not for The Sound of Music as the theme, but, some escaping theme. And third, the scene in the movie, from what I remember, doesn't the Nazis' car not even, doesn't it fail to start?
Oh God, you're right. All right.
So you're driving away from some started car. You get back to the station, and the car, and you're behind the car now because it didn't start. Like, there they are.
Oh God. All right. So it's 4-4, guys. It's 4-4. We tied it up. God damn it. I want Spies in Disguise so bad, guys. I want Spies in Disguise so bad. All right, let's do it. Let's see what happens.
Universe on Chiki's side.
Please not.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So fucking Spies in Disguise. Hell yes.
I'm really surprised, Tiki. That movie did not look too good.
I'm stoked because it's so random.
Is it going to be on Disney Plus, do you think, at all?
Probably.
Yes.
It'll probably show up on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I mean, frigging Ice Age is on there nowadays. So.
Right. Oh, God.
We live in
All right.
a universe.
I want to
where
talk to you about the Blue Sky
Think
Initiative.
about that.
What? I'm sorry. What do you say, Mickey fan?
We live in the universe where Ice Age is on Disney Plus. Think about that.
Yeah. Well, we live in a universe where a lot of things are happening.
And nothing against the first Ice Age, just...
Oh, yeah. I love the first
Oh,
Ice
no,
Age.
I watched it recently. It holds up.
I love the second movie, too. After that, it gets dicey, but... And after
I
that,
never
it
saw
gets
the
really-
ones after the third one. The third was the last one I saw. So.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm ready for my pitch. All right. So basically, all I know about this movie is that fucking Tom Holland is named Walter, and he turns the Will Smith spy, who I don't even know the name of, into a pigeon. And so Will Smith's spy just yells at Walter the whole time, like, "Change me back, Walter!" You better change me back right now. I'm not playing with you. That's the gag that I keep seeing over and over and over again on the trailers, and that's what the whole ride is going to be based around. It's going to be like kind of like a classic Fantasyland style dark ride where you are in the shoes of Walter. You are in his POV. You're just going about your day-to-day at this lab, and there's going to be just a whole bunch of jump scares of the Will Smith pigeon just like, change me back right now, Walter. You're in big trouble, Walter. And I'm done, man. I don't know what else I can contribute in 30 seconds. That's my pitch. Just it'd be like the Snow White Scary Adventures for a new generation, but Will Smith pigeon would be the witch. Right.
Is that why you wanted it so
badly? Mic drop.
Is that why you wanted it so badly?
Just don't drop it on a pigeon, okay? Okay. All right, so I got...
Better change me back right now, Walter.
Okay, so what I'm looking at is the timer going? Okay,
Yeah.
so what I'm looking at is something in the vein of Honey, I Shrunk the Audience or It's Tough to Be a Bug. Without the sharp thing in your back, of course. But something where you're in Tom Holland's lab and Will Smith's spy is there and they're showing you some experiments like that Tom Holland is working on. And of course, stuff is going wrong and people are getting turned into pigeons. Like Will Smith, of course, and maybe even like a cast member who's helping out. They could be like a lab assistant. They get turned into a pigeon, and then like you could be firing the stuff into the audience, and you have pigeons coming up from the audience, like, hey, this isn't what I paid for, and of course all goes well at the end, and it would mean we actually have something in the Tomorrowland Magic Eye Theater that's not a preview or a series of shorts, because why? Why? No, I'll save this pun for later. So yeah, so it's a way to use that space for that property, and from what I understand, it sounds like that's a way you could do it. There's precedent from things before. I mean, yeah, it's not an elaborate ride, but sometimes you just need a show to sit back at.
Right. All right, what do you guys think? This is for all the marbles, man.
Wait, don't we have the rebuttals? Or...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot about... Oh, Jesus, what else can I add? Oh, God. My pitch was perfect. I don't want to ruin perfection.
So are you skipping your rebuttal, or...
No. I'll do my rebuttal. Just need to think. I mean, it's the cinematic masterpiece known as Spies in Disguise. I mean, come on. We need a full-blown attraction here. And frankly, the Magic Eye Theater is not enough space to do a Spies in Disguise attraction. I mean, I don't know. In all honesty, guys, I just think that my idea is just very, very tongue-in-cheek, and I think it's very clever, and I think you should give me the win just because of how tongue-in-cheek my pitch is. I think with Monkey's like actually trying to take this seriously, and his attraction is like, hey, what if Disney actually design? Like, no, Disney's never gonna design a Spies in Disguise ride. So you might as well just take this, like, you might as well just have some fun with this. Vote for fun. Vote Tiki. All right.
Okay. Tiki, if Drag is listening right now, he's contemplating his own life. So I want you to know that.
Okay. So let me say, that is the timer going? All right. So yes, your idea is a lot of fun, and part of me does want to experience that. I do, but I'm not looking for that as an actual attraction. And if we want an actual attraction, then let's go with something, a bit feasible. I think, Tiki, you were calling me out on feasibility things in the first round. So, hey, there we are. So in this universe where this is happening, I feel like mine is a much more doable thing than yours is. Yours is to satisfy our online persona, silly stuff, mindset, which is fine. But here, it's not what Walter would have.
For
Not
the
what Walter would
memes,
have
Monkey,
wanted.
all right? Ours is for the memes. Vote for the meme.
I used a meme at the end of that rebuttal.
Right. Okay, what do you guys? Where are you
boy.
guys leaning? This one's for all the marbles here.
Make it a mini land.
Dragon is sobbing right now.
God.
Just the level we stooped to with this spin-off of his creation is just he's just
Hey,
sobbing.
Disney Debates is
I
my
tried,
creation. Dragon
Dragon!
hosted, all right? I came up with the idea. Don't give Dragon credit for that. Come on now.
Okay, well, a monkey.
Isn't the pigeon in the movie blue? So
Yes.
The blue Will Smith genie, the blue.
yeah, so dragon is the blue pigeon. No,
Oh God.
5
Pigeon.
blue dragon pigeons. Okay.
All right.
Anyway,
Monkey, you've got my point.
Oh God.
I'm sorry, Cheeky. I'm sorry. Just say
You better vote for me right now, Ezra.
oh sure, voter intimidation.
All right, Mickey fan, you seem to enjoy my pitch. What say you?
I vote for the meme, Tiki.
All right, that means it all comes down to Doug.
Monkey.
Oh God.
Sorry.
All right.
You guys don't know how to have fun.
Any particular reason, D. Hindley?
Nope, not really.
Fair enough. Well, with that, Monkey, congratulations! You have officially won the pilot episode
That's
of
not how it was going at the start of this thing.
Disney Movies The Ride. Yeah. Guys, I had a lot of fun with this. I think this could have some potential in the future. I really do. We might have to fine tune the format so it doesn't drag on so long. But other than that, this is really fun. Oh God! All right.
None of our ideas for the Snow White ride, none of them took a cue from the picture on screen right now, where you're just watching a girl in bed. I'm so sorry.
What?
It's all right, Sandy. Any last words, my friend?
Well, this was a very, very productive, very entertaining, and a very good start to what I think is going to be a very, very fun series. I can't wait for the next episode, and like to thank you two for just kind of like jumping in and doing this off a whim and doing such a good job.
Sure. All right. Thanks to Mickey Fan and D. Hindley for joining us. And tomorrow night, guys, we will be doing a live stream. We'll be having Jacob Gulliver on. We'll be having Ezra and Jacob on, Jacob Weil. So we'll be having the two Jakes, not at the same time, but they'll be on the same stream at different times. Monkey, you and I are going to discuss our miracle trip to Florida a week before the world ended. Let's see, Mickey Fan and D. Hindley, I'm going to go ahead and throw you guys into the ring tomorrow night, and you guys are going to round out the golden age of Disney by pitching ideas for Dumbo and Bambi attractions. So put your thinking caps on for that. And should be a lot of fun. All right.
And Blue Dude is coming back as well.
No, he actually has to fly to Japan tomorrow.
Oh,
so
shoot.
We'll be doing a stream with Adventure Blue Dude sometime in the next few days.
He's going to be flying, so he got turned into a pigeon?
It's blue.
Hey, wait, how is he? No, never mind.
Oh yeah, I don't know, and
pigeons have wings.
Right. So, but yeah, Adventure Blue Dude will be joining us. We'll have to work out the exact day, but sometime in the next few days when he's in Japan, he'll be joining us for a farewell live stream. But yeah, should be a lot of fun tomorrow night. We're going to cover a wide range of topics. Ezra, I figured you and Jacob could do a round of Disney debates, considering you two are the losers of the little tournament that we're having. Mickey Fan, I'm going to be facing you in the last round, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait to take you down again.
Right. So, all right. And in the meantime, guys, Have a good night, and change me back right now, Walter. You better change me back right now. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Be safe.